So see this question here, cyanide is strong field ligand, this is due to, so they have given some options. So in order to be a strong field ligand, it is an experimental data basically. So even though we will assign the strength of the ligand by assuming these four options, it carries a negative charge. So some weak ligands are there, example X minus, that is halide ion, they are also ligands with a negative charge but they are not strong, so the statement 1 is wrong. Next statement, it is a pseudo halide. Let's keep this discussion for a while. Let's see the option C. It can accept electrons from metals. So if it accepts an electron from metal, it does not make that it is a strong field or a weak field ligand. Okay, it is just the back bonding. It is just the back bonding scenario. It forms high spin complexes with metal species. It is entirely wrong. Cyanide is a strong field ligand. It forms low spin complexes, not high spin complexes. Ligands, that means strong ligands, they form low spin complexes. They form mostly low spin complexes. So it is a pseudo halide. The correct option would be pseudo halide. In general, pseudo halides behaves as both pi and as well as sigma donuts. Okay, so sigma donuts, and they are pi acceptors. So those who are pseudo halides, basically that species will behave as a strong field ligand. So correct option would be option B. So an example of a sigma bonded organometallic compound. So here we can say that we need to know the structures of them before solving the question. Ruthinosine, ferrocene and cobaltosine. Let's do this. So ruthenium with 2 CP ligands. Ruthenium with 2 CP ligands. This is ruthinosine. We'll see ferrocene next. Iron. And cobaltosine. Cobalt as a central metal atom. If you carefully see these structures, these bonds are not sigma bonded. They are this ruthenium metal is interacting with the pi electrons which are present in the CP ligand, that is cyclopentadienyl ligand. So the ligand which is basically pi bonded, so the metal atoms are interacting with the pi electrons which are present in the ring system, but they are not directly sigma bonded. So this is about the hapticity, basically hapticity. So hapticity is the number of donor atoms attached to the metals. Number of donor atoms attached to the metal. Say for example we have this particular moiety. So if a metal is interacting like this, then it is sigma bonded. So if the metal is interacting in this manner, that is it is pi bonded. What if the metal is interacting with all metals, that is not all the atoms? Here 1, 2, 3 carbon atoms are there. So we write like this. So the metal is interacting with the 3 carbon atoms present. This is called as hapticity. Here the metal is interacting with the 3 carbon atoms. So we write eta 3. Eta is a symbol to represent hapticity. Here this ruthenium atom is interacting with all the 5 atoms. Then we say that it is eta 5 everywhere. Eta 5. This is just for your resemblance. This is not so important, but you have to have an idea. If they might ask this type of questions, you can able to solve. So the correct option would be Grignard. What is the general formula of Grignard? Alkyl group with magnesium and halide, or MgX. This is a Grignard, and this particular organometallic compound, this carbon is directly attached to metal by a sigma bond. Example, you can take methyl magnesium bromide. You can take ethyl magnesium bromide or ethyl magnesium iodide, whatever. So this is a Grignard reagent, and which is organometallic compound bonded to a sigma bond. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. See this question, the hybridization involving nickel tetracyano compound, this type of complex. How to do that? In order to do that, first find out the oxidation state of central metal atom, that is nickel. Okay, X plus how many number of ligands are there? 4. So it is a negative ligand, -1 is equal to total charge, that is -2. So here X minus 4 is equal to -2, X is equal to +2. So we got +2 oxidation state. In general, nickel outermost electronic configuration is 3s2, sorry, we will be having with +2 oxidation state d8 configuration, that is 8 number of electrons are present in the nickel now. So it is a d orbital. Let's distribute it. 3d orbital. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So 8 electrons are distributed. This is before approaching the ligand. So whenever ligand approaches the metal, there would be electronic repulsions. Let's see that. Nickel +2 when ligand is approaching. I'll take all the d orbitals again. Here the case is they are paired up because it is a strong ligand. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. They are all paired up. So after D we will be having S, that is 4s. We will be having P, that is 4p. Okay. So here the hybridization would be, how many ligands are there? 4 cyanide ligands are there. So I will write here one cyanide ligand, another one here, and another 2 here. So this is S, this is P, sorry, this is D, this is S, this is P2. So the hybridization would be DsP2 and the geometry would be square planar. This is a square planar. So they have asked only about the hybridization. So there is one trick I wanted to share with you guys. It is important for you. It will be helpful in your examinations. In general, nickel +2, we can, with 4 ligands, we have square planar and we have tetrahedral. So if there is an ambiguity between, we have to select for square planar and tetrahedral. Simple. If the ligand is weak, then it forms tetrahedral complex. If the ligand is strong, it forms square planar. If coordination number is 4, for both of them coordination number is 4. If coordination number is 6, obviously it is octahedral complex. This is for the coordination 4 thing. Okay, I hope you have understand this. See this question. This is very important question. Which of the following is used to be an anti-cancer agent? So they have given 4 options. So before going into that, I wanted to tell you is, you have to be very sure how to find an oxidation state and you have to be cautious about the coordination number. Basically, for anti-cancer agent, platinum is the major source with 4 ligands. Platinum with the 4 ligands. Okay, so as I have already mentioned, irrespective of the strength of the ligand, 4d and 5d series forms low spin complexes. That means whatever the ligand you take, they form low spin complexes and paired complexes. This you have to keep it in mind, and finding oxidation state is very important. Okay, so meridonial, they have given meridonial this complex and this complex. So the correct option is B, that is cis, this complex. This is also called as cisplatin. So 2 chlorine, the structure would be like this, Pt. It is a square planar complex, 2 chlorine ligands here and 2 ammonia ligands. So this is a cis arrangement. And platinum is +2 oxidation state. So in question they might give you in a little different way, that is, if they have not mentioned any charge, if they have simply mentioned like this, that is Pt Cl2 NH3 taken twice, any metal outside. So how many number of metals are present outside the coordination sphere, you have to take it as a minus. That is, say for example, if we are finding the oxidation state of this particular metal, you have to take that X plus 2 into -1, and ammonia is a neutral ligand, but we have one potassium outside, that is equal to -1 you should keep. If K2 it is there, then you have to take as -2. That is how we will calculate the oxidation state. Okay, you have to remember this. So cisplatin is the correct answer. See this question carefully. So this is very important and very easy question to solve. Magnetic moment 1.73 Bohr magneton corresponds to. So all we have to do is find out the number of unpaired electrons, and we have to check which will get this kind of value. So before beginning to that, there is a one trick I wanted to tell you. If they have given Bohr magneton like this, that is 1 point something, 2 point something, then the value would be the preceding value. That is, say for example, if the value is 2.59, then number of unpaired electrons are 2. So blindly you can mark it. So let's check that before that. So according to that concept, number of unpaired electrons must be 1. So let's see that. Copper in +2 oxidation state, we have D9 configuration. So we will be having 1 unpaired electrons, as we can see that 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. However you want to fill, you can fill it, because 9 you will get the same configuration however it is drawn. So we have 1 unpaired electron. The formula is n into n plus 2. N is the number of unpaired electrons, that is 1 into 1 plus 2, that is 3. So the value of 3 would be 1.73 Bohr magneton, as you got it. So remaining everything you can check. Nickel in +2 oxidation state, D8 configuration and strong field ligand. It is all the 8 electrons are paired, so 0 unpaired electrons. It is titanium in +4 oxidation state, so all the electrons here D0 configuration you will get, that is number of d electrons are 0. This is cobalt in +2 oxidation state. So cobalt in +2 oxidation state means all are paired up. So finally the correct option would be the first option. And the trick you remember, this will help you to solve in the examination very clearly. If you find this video helpful, please do subscribe, like our channel, subscribe, share it to your friends, and happy learning.